So here's the second part in this belt carrier build. Once again, I want to remind you that this is not my design. I'm just reverse engineering it from the photos they had on the website to give you an idea of how something like this would be made. Okay, so I'm going to mark my holes, and I'm going to mark them in a 1/2 inch on each side so they'll be somewhat centered. So I'm going to use an awl to mark my holes, an inch, 1/2 inch in and a 1/2 inch over. And then I'm going to do the other side because they are going to connect together behind the belt loop. So then I have this hole punch, and I'm going to use a mallet, and I will knock out the holes that I will use to connect the leather with the rivets. So I don't have a pattern, like I said, so to make it easy, I'm just going to connect the loop that goes around the canteen and mark the first set of holes on the belt loop and punch out those holes. And then just to make it easy, I'll fold it over, mark those holes with the awl, and then punch those out. Now on the loop that goes around the canteen, I'm going to need holes punched in the front for the piece of leather that comes up under the bottom to connect to. So I just folded it on itself and marked those holes and then punched those out. And then finally the leather that comes up underneath the canteen and connects to the loop that goes around it, it needs holes on where it connects to the front. So I marked those and used the holes to punch out. Finally, to attach the 1-inch suede pieces, I'm going to line it right up next to the other leather when it's lined up with the holes and make holes. Now what I will do is I will mark which side goes with which side so I can easily reline up what I'm working with. But I'll come to the other side and line up the hole, mark it, keep it in line, and then punch it out. And then what you can see is when it goes around the canteen, it will hold the canteen. Now I'm just going to use regular press rivets. I was going to use these brass rivets, but this really doesn't need to carry a lot of weight, and I'm not worried about them coming out. So I'm just going to stick with these press rivets. So they're really easy to use. You push one in through both sides of it, and then I have a press that I got from Harbor Freight that will just put them together. So what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the rivets to seal, and I'm working on the front part of the belt, the loop that goes in front of the canteen. Next, I'm going to start working on back where the belt loop is and connect the loop that goes around the canteen. So I need to flip over the belt loop and I'll attach those. And then finally I will do the other side the same way. So now you have the basic shape. Now this piece of suede I've got is long enough to cut in half. So I'm going to cut it in half and make a hole on the other end so I have the two straps. And then I'm going to attach them to the main strap that goes around the canteen with the same process. But with this, instead of using the press, I'm going to set them with my thumb, and then I'm going to put it on my vise and use it like an anvil and set the rivet with a hammer. So now that I got both of those sides set, I'm going to dry fit again and figure out where the snaps need to go. So I'll mark the snaps with the awl. And then the first thing I'll need to do is to punch out the hole for the snaps. And then I'm going to use this rounded edge to round off the leather to make it a little bit nicer. And the snaps are very similar to the rivet, but they have an anvil. One side is curved and the other side is flat. And I'll put the anvil down with the curved side up, and then I put the head of the button on that so it doesn't smash it. And then I use this little pin with the press to set the snap. And I will do it for the other one the same way. You need to be careful that you go straight up and down, because if not, you'll tweak the snap and you'll have to start over. And the easiest way to find where the snaps go is I'm just going to pull it across the canteen, push, and it will make a mark. And I'll do it for the other one. And then instead of using the hammer to cut out the holes, I'm going to use that little anvil that I use for the buttons, and I'm going to use the press to pop the holes out. And then after I pop the holes out, what I'll do is I use the anvil that I use for the button, but I flip it around for the flat side to put in the bottom side of the buttons. So with the same process, I attach the bottom of the buttons, and like that, I have the belt carrier completed. So there you go. Now you can see how I built my belt carrier based on the Badger Claw Outfitters design that they sold on the Self-Reliance Outfitters website. I hope that my continual painstaking practice of changing, fixing, and improving on ideas will help you out in your endeavors. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell next to the subscribe button to get notified of new videos. Comments are always welcome.